Hi there, Chris from TotallyEV, and here we're doing a dedicated audio review of the Mercedes-Benz EQA. If you'd like a detailed review of the vehicle, do check it up on your pop-up banner down in the description below, or indeed in the pinned comments. So let's kick things off and talk about its audio configuration. Now on review, we've got the EQA 250 Sport. This, very much like the regular AMG line, has a stock 9-speaker configuration. Now it's slightly odd because I could only count 7 drivers within the cabin. There are 2 tweeters, there is a center speaker, there are 1 speakers within each of the doors, so therefore 4 in total, and there is 2 missing drivers which I couldn't quite locate. Supposedly these are front bass or the front mid-range drivers, but I'm going to be asking Mercedes-Benz for some further clarification, and if I get some more clarity on it, it'll be down in the written review, which can be found in the description below. Now if you do go for the AMG line Premium, you'll get 10 speakers instead, and if you go for the AMG line Premium Plus, you'll then get a 12-speaker Burmester system instead. As mentioned, we have the stock 9-speaker configuration over here, and this is the system that's going to be on review. Now for you to tinker around with the audio drivers, you have got a 3-band equalizer that can be found from the infotainment system. Now here I've actually left the bass at 0, the mid-range at 0, and only included 1 notch on the treble EQ. I actually do find the overall sound signature that Mercedes-Benz have recreated as standard is pretty impressive, but I just wanted that extra little bit of zing at the top end. But of course that's quite subjective. Now for you to connect up to the infotainment system, you have got Bluetooth where the SBC and AAC codecs are supported, and you can connect your smartphone via USB connection. There's a Type-C port found towards the front of the center console, and here allow you to have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Now moving swiftly on, we have to talk about cabin noise, and here the EQA is really well insulated. Indeed, the passive noise isolation that you get within the cabin should definitely be commended. Now at a standstill, I recorded 35 dBA at a speed of around 20 to 30 miles an hour. It was around 53 dBA, and while driving at 40 miles an hour, this increased to 59 dBA, and around 70 miles an hour, it was around 69 to 75 dBA. Of course, it really depends in terms of the overall terrain you're driving on, but overall for cabin noise is extremely impressive, and is very minimal road noise that creeps in as well. Now with that all said and done, let's talk about the sound quality. Now first off, I'm going to give you a little sound demo, and I know it's not ideal being compressed over YouTube and using my microphones, but it'll just give you a small little taster. The song we'll be using is from Priya J. The song name is called Falling. It will be found in the description below in case you're interested in hearing it yourself. Now with the sound demo out of the way, let's get on to my subjective opinion, and here I was actually pleasantly surprised by the overall bass quantity and quality that Mercedes-Benz had produced in the EQA. Now while I couldn't find a subwoofer, which I'm pretty sure is not included in the stock configuration, here the sub-bass tones actually did extend pretty well. They won't compete with systems that do have a dedicated subwoofer of course, but for a stock system that's subwoofer less, it's actually really impressive. Low-end tones do progress pretty well and give you that low-end rumble. The same could be said about its mid-bass response. It's not overdone, and neither is it uncontrolled. And here you find a really nice controlled sort of sound, and one that will definitely be pleasing to a lot of people's ears, be it if you are listening to bass-orientated music or not. Now as for the mid-range, here it is a little bit recessed and pushed back, and while you could EQ it via the mid-EQ, I do find that that will hamper the overall mid-range accuracy. Nevertheless, for a stock system, I was still pretty impressed by its mid-range presence. It does really sound, well, quite pleasant to my ears, and while it has got that kind of warm V-shaped sound signature, it is still really impressive. Now as for the highs, they extend really well at the front of the cabin because you've got the dedicated tweeters. At the rear, at the stock system, with at least in the EQA 250 line, you don't have dedicated tweeters at the rear, and therefore the high-end frequencies don't extend as well, and instead are kind of forward facing from the front of the cabin, so your rear occupants might not enjoy it as much. Now finally onto the Soundstage, and here the EQA really did impress yet again. The Soundstage does find that width and depth that you'd get from 9 audio drivers, at least 9 audio drivers from what Mercedes say, and furthermore the actual presence that you get both at the front and the rear cabin are definitely appreciated. The tonality and imaging are absolutely perfect. Now the instrument separation at the front of the cabin is exquisite. I had no issues whatsoever between the high and mid to low frequencies. However, the same yet again can't be said about the rear of the cabin, where the missing drivers does hinder the overall instrument separation and therefore sounds a little bit more muddled up. And so this all leads me on to my verdict, and quite frankly what I'm trying to convey over here is that the stock audio system is seriously impressive. Indeed, it gets our performance award for being a great performer across the board. Now it doesn't quite get our Best Buy award because the mid-range can't quite compete with other premium audio systems out there on the market, and likewise the subwoofer-less sound system means that it can't really compete in that low-end pronounced rumble. So as a result here, the Tesla Model 3, the Polestar 2, the Volvo XC40 Recharge Twin, and even the Kia Soul EV all do well across the board, and thus are the best audio systems that I've tested to date. Now I'd be intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, and furthermore if you would pay more money for the AMG premium lines instead in order to bolster the audio experience. And of course, if you like this video, drop a like and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Alright, I've been Chris from TotallyEV, take care of yourselves and goodbye.